Hello and welcome to this video. This is Natasha, and in this video I have a wonderful topic for you, and that is how our beliefs create our reality. You see, we people, we create our beliefs at a very early stage in our life, in our childhood. And we take our beliefs very unconsciously with us in our adulthood. And then when we are adult, these beliefs create our reality. You can see also adults as children in an aging skin, because we people behave today based on how we have experienced the world as a child. And in this video I will share some examples of my own life so that you can understand better perhaps how our beliefs create our reality. When I was 18 years old, I wanted to study economy in the capital city of Macedonia, and this city is 3 hours away by car from my hometown. And my father told me then to stay at home and to study in my hometown. But the only choice I had in my hometown was tourism and hospitality. And that is not what I wanted. My father told me as well that the world is full with wolves. This was his conviction, and he wanted to keep his children close to him. Happily, I could find the courage to stay true to my heart and to convince him that I could still go to Skopje, to the capital city, and to study there, although we had very limited resources at home. And afterwards my father supported me, and I'm very, very grateful for that. So this is one example how our beliefs create our reality. Another example from my own life is when I finished university, I wanted to find a job also in the capital city. And I was convinced that I can find a job on my own strength. At that time, this was very difficult in Macedonia because the unemployment was huge, and in order to get a job, you needed to be a member of a political party or to have some huge connections, or even to pay somebody to get you a job. And this was not within my possibility. So I was convinced and I was idealist that I can find a job on my own. A friend of mine told me that that is not possible. So we both went to search for a job, and after 1 year I was hired by a huge international bank, which then started its operations in Macedonia from scratch, and I was one of the first generations of people who were hired to build up that bank. And I was working there for 7 years with great pleasure, and I had a huge career development. My friend, she also found a job in a Macedonian bank with connections. That is what she believed, and she stayed for 15 years on the same position. Another example, I always believed in love, and I wanted to find a man with a big heart in which I feel at home. And a friend of mine told me that that's not possible. She told me that the kind of men I'm looking for, they don't exist, and that I need to experiment more with men, because I had for a longer time no relationship, because I was married to my job, I was working all day long, and I also didn't feel attracted to the men I met at that time. Happily, I stayed true to my heart, and after 9 years I met my husband, with whom I'm married for 10 years now. We are very happy with each other, and all the years of waiting were worth it. And my friend, she started experimenting with men, and she's still experimenting, so she hasn't found yet a steady relationship. Another example from my business. Every time I got stuck in my business, afterwards I have realized that that was because of a mindset issue. For a longer time I was uncertain if I can speak the language well, if I can take care of my own existence, so I was holding in and I was keeping myself small. And I have realized happily that I need to grow in myself and to overcome my challenges. and rise above myself in order to be able to grow further in my business and also in my personality. And now I have a mentor in my business who is helping me to move forward, and who is shining light on my journey, and I'm very, very grateful for this person in my life. So I can go on like this with many examples the whole day long, but then this video will get too long. My message for you, what I like that you understand, is that your beliefs create your reality. So try to investigate what kind of beliefs do you have and how this influence your life. You see, your life today is a summary or expression of all of your beliefs, which you have consciously or unconsciously, and of all of your decisions, which you have consciously or unconsciously made in your life. And know that every time when you get stuck in some aspect in your life, the reason is lack of knowledge. The problems which you have now in your life are calling you to grow on a higher level of consciousness. And know that every time you get stuck, there is a solution. And if you change your mindset, then many new things will become possible for you in every area of your life, in health, relationships, work, career, business. Everything has a solution. Know as well that you are never alone. There is always someone who has walked the path already, from whom knowledge and experience you can learn in order to make steps forward in your life and not to get stuck, for example, by tests or trials or inconveniences which you now have in your life. So when you need help, ask for help and don't wait too long, because there is no need that you experience more pain and suffering in your life. Would you love to know more? Then I invite you to take contact with me. I would love to help you to investigate which beliefs which you have now are creating obstacles for you in your life now to experience more love, more joy, more health, well-being or welfare in your life. And I would love to answer all of your questions. Thank you for watching this video. All the best and bye-bye. Bye bye.